Welcome, YouTube faithful. My name's Captain Crush. Thanks for checking out my channel. First things first, I got 2 plays that you must consider today when taking your slips on PrizePicks or any other book for that matter. But before I get into that, I want to tell you guys, smash the like button. I'm almost to the 10K sub count, which is my ultimate goal. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit the subscribe button. Half of you aren't even subscribed, but you watch every day. I see the analytics. Folks, just hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit that bell. You're doing your boy a favor. Now, without further ado, we got 2 NBA plays to talk about, and I'm going to throw in probably 2 NFL plays and maybe some DraftKings advice. Oh me, oh my. Listen, this past weekend, I got shelled. Not going to lie. Yesterday was bad. Sunday NBA is always bad, folks. I tell you, I preach it. I say it over and over. Sunday is my off day, first of all, which is why there's no YouTube. It's Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday I came out and did a YouTube because I'm him, but Sunday I don't really do a YouTube. I still do content in Discord and all that, but Sunday NBAs are just always brutal. They just don't show up on Sundays because they'd rather be home watching football, wouldn't you? But yesterday I had a bad run in NBA. Just nothing went right. My main card went 4 of 6. D'Angelo Russell sold and Joker sold, but Joker had 5 fouls at halftime, folks. It was unbelievable, and they got blown out of the gym. But we move on. NFL yesterday was okay. I think I went 8-4 overall on my actual plays. 8-4 or 9-5. It was one of those two. Solid day overall. A lot of people were able to use the projections I post and get W's, but me, myself on DraftKings, it wasn't a good day. I had faded the chalk for the most part, which was Brock Purdy. I went contrarian with Jordan Love, which he did good, but he didn't do as good as Purdy, and Purdy's receivers, Brandon Ayuk, that was the key, and Singletary and those guys. So yesterday was my worst week for NFL DraftKings purposes, but it's okay, guys. I tell you that to let you know I'm just like you. Don't win every day. Definitely don't, but we keep moving. Today's a new day. We wake up above ground. We're blessed to be able to live in a country where we can even do this, folks. Some people have to wake up and worry about finding food. And what do we get to do? We get to wake up and try to find which one of these guys is going to sell. It's crazy, but I wanted to give you guys some perspective. It's all about perspective, folks. It could always be worse. So first things first, I'm gonna go talk to you about a man that needs no introduction. His name is Alperen Sengun. What kind of name is Sengun? But here we go. His assist was at 4.5. I did like his points assist earlier. Now you can see they bumped it to a crispy 5. Still in play. Still like it. His fantasy scores in play at 39.5. His real points, his rebounds, 33.5 PRA. He does get turnovers, which is the fly in the ointment. But I'm about to go over to the handy dandy notepad and check out his usage rate. So as you can see here, Alperen Sengun, 1.31 fantasy points per minute with a 26% usage rate. That's solid, folks. Remember, the higher the usage rate when they're 4s and 5s, it's even better because they're going to be having the ball. A usage rate, for those of you who don't know, is how many times the player has the ball in his hands quantified into a number. The higher the usage rate, the more opportunity for points, rebounds, assists, and unfortunately, turnovers. Can we get the end of turnovers? PrizePicks, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees begging you, buddy. Get rid of the -1 for turnovers. That is too much. It's a dagger. Make it take half a point away, folks. Half a point, I can live with that. A full point, it's costing me, okay? It's costing me coin. I'm done with it. These guys are turning the ball over like it's their job. So, I'm not exactly sure why. The Vegas odds on 19.5 points is plus money, but my model has him going for about 20.5 to 21, has him clearing his assist, has him clearing his fantasy score, and has him clearing his PRA. Basically all the Sengun you can eat. Pause. I like it. He's in a great matchup. Remember, Golden State struggles against 4s and 5s. I'm going to take it. I don't love it. Crazily enough, we have an 8-game slate, and I don't love anything on this board. It's always this situation. Some days, I look at the board and it's like music. I just look at it and I'm like, man, I can hum that tune. I know where to go. I know where to jip. I know where to jive. But today, it ain't the case. I don't hear any music, so I won't be forcing anything today. Also, with that in mind, it's Thanksgiving week, so family's coming through. Captain's got to do captain-like things, and we're going to have to play it back a little bit. It's going to be a light week for everybody. YouTube, Discord content. I'm letting you guys know what's up. Sometimes we got to take a week break and pause. I'll still have content coming in light videos, but I just wanted to let you know I'm going to do my best. But I do get a lot of DMs when I don't put a video out, and I'm letting you guys know all at once. So we talked about Sengun. So who else can we go? Well, you know Captain Crush loves himself some big men. Pause? Bro, you gotta stop saying that, man. They're gonna think something's weird. It's okay. I got a hot girlfriend. So, PRA, 40.5 PRA for Mr. Domantas Sabonis, or his points, or his rebounds plus assists. Folks, if you haven't figured it out, it's dealer's choice. What do we want? What do we need? As Al Snow would say, shaking the mannequin, we need a Domantas Sabonis fantasy score. But PrizePicks, they don't have it up. Why don't they have it up? Because the man has been a wagon. I've been taking this and cashing this every night. Yesterday, cash. A couple days ago, he was play of the day right here on this channel. Cash. Everybody's been doubting him. The man's been crushing. Look what Rudy Gobert just did to the Pelicans and Towns. You're telling me that Sabonis isn't going to go in there and crush as well? Now, they are on a back-to-back. That could be the fly in the ointment, but Sabonis and Fox have just been playing on next level. Sabonis is even better with Fox on the court. It's crazy correlation, but here we are. Once again, I'll slide over to that notepad and we can see Sabonis 1.47 fantasy points per minute with a 23% usage rate, okay? So it's really whatever you guys want to do here. At some point, you got to make your own reads. Now, if you're in my Discord, I have all the projections listed for NBA and NFL today. Yes, I did bonus and gave you guys NBA projections so you can come up with your own reads. That alone is worth price of admission, but my full website's being worked on where all of you will have a chance to be able to see my model projections. As soon as it's done, you will know because I will talk about it here on YouTube, and that will be what is the background image. But if you want to get in the Discord now, CaptainCrush.net, you can get there. Gold, that's where you'll get the projections and plays, plus the community in the Discord, or you can just go to Chalkboard and use promo code CRUSH, send me a DM, and I'll give you a free trial. But I'm getting back on Sabonis. 40.5 PRA, solid. Remember, I know there's people in here that just, no matter how many times I say it, they skip around, they try to see what's what. They apparently they can't be bothered to listen to the videos. They're so important. They must be billionaires because they're just so important. They don't have the time. Folks, you can always set the thing to 1.5 or 2x speed and listen to a 20-minute video in 3 minutes. Okay, I do it all the time. But I'm telling you right now, target his fantasy score if they have it. If they don't put it up, then you're forced to PRA points or points rebounds or even just the rebounds. But I do want his PRA. That would be priority for me. Again, they don't have it up. It is what it is. So for now, I'm just going to put that as a placeholder. But no, I want his fantasy score, okay? So let's talk about the next guy. Bam Adebayo. My oh my, Bam. I had you the other night in this same matchup because Chicago Bulls are poverty and poverty's going to poverty. But Chicago Bulls, they're not going to match up well against Bam. Bam should be eating Voose's lunch every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Just like I said on this channel, I think it was Friday. It might have even been Saturday, and it came to fruition. Voose went under, Bam went over, okay? But he didn't go over his fantasy score because he had turnovers. That was weird. But he had a few turnovers, and it cost him to hook his fantasy score. That's why some days you can take just the PRA. He had no turnovers, and then he got like 3 or 4 in the fourth, which caused him to hook. It's insane, but this happens, folks. These lines are surgical. They know exactly what they're doing. Their algorithms and models are so far advanced, it's like I can't even wrap my mind around it. I'm so jelly. So you can take Bam's fantasy score. You could take his PRA, his points, his defensive rebounds, any of that. If they had his assist up here, if you can find Bam at 3.5 assists, take the over. I'm not sure where it is, but if you can find it, take it. But his fantasy score is also in play. I have him going for 49. Bam. Are you going to get it done tonight or are you going to sell? Which Bam is going to show up? I don't know. 1.33 fantasy points per minute with a 27% usage rate. Do not turn the ball over tonight, Bam. I got me and the boys counting on you. He's not a core play. Before you ask, he's not a core play, folks. Sabonis is the core play here, and then the other core play is going to be an NFL play. But all these guys I'm talking about, I'll have some exposure and some coin on you can bet your bottom dollar on. Now, this is the scariest thing that I've done. I just sat here on this video a couple days ago and talked and said Harden is not that guy anymore. He's not. I stand by what I say. James Harden, he's not that guy anymore. But they moved Russell Westbrook to the bench. And I even said this on the last YouTube. With that happening, things are changing. That now frees up Harden to get even a little bit more usage, maybe chuck a few more shots. And the fact is, he went over his rebounds plus assists the other night when I told you guys to take under on him. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, he soared over. He had, I forget what he had, but it was something crazy, and he hit the game-winning three. So now he's in an elite matchup. The Spurs, they're ranked 30th in points allowed. James Harden, he's not that guy. I'm telling you, this is scary, but I'm gonna advocate for this, and he's also one of my anchors. What are you doing, Captain Crush? What are you doing? I'm having an out-of-body experience right now because I just said James Harden is one of my anchors. My God in heaven, I'm a glutton for punishment right now, but I honestly won't be surprised. I won't blink. I won't cry if James Harden comes out there and sells because I'm doing this to myself, but I got him projected for 21 points. I don't know why. I don't see the mathematical formula, but the model projection does. So I'm going to take him, and I'm praying, I'm begging James Harden, I need you to channel your inner beard. It's got to be the bearded man. If you come out here with some Fugazi Harden, the one that we've seen on the Brooklyn Nets and whatnot, chef's kiss, it's gone, it's sold. But if he comes out and he channels the inner beard, buddy, he's getting 21 points, okay? So I'll take my chances on James Harden, 17.5 real points. You hate to hear it, okay? I mean, let's be real. Now let's keep it moving. We got Jason Tatum in the best matchup on the board. Pace up spot. Charlotte Hornets don't play any defense. High point total. Horford and White are out. It's going to be Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Listen, when they put a fantasy score up for Jaylen Brown, you take it. You want to talk about a wagon? They usually have his fantasy point between 31 to 33 fantasy points, and he's good for 34 to 35 every night. I think I got him projected for 39 or 40. I'd have to double check, but as you can see, they don't have a lineup for him yet. If you want to take a shot on his points, I would stay away from his rebounds, even though it's an elite spot. But his points are in play, Jaylen Brown. But Tatum, they have all the lines up. I like his points at 27. My model doesn't like it, but I like it. I like his PRA, his RA, his rebound, all the Tatum. Again, I want a fantasy score for him, but they don't have it up, unfortunately. But this is going to be a great spot for him. It's been a minute since we've seen a Tatum explosion game, but this could be the night. Any one of these Celtics are going to be in play. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis points, his rebounds. This might be a solid play. Kristaps Porzingis 20.5 points. It wasn't on the board earlier when I was doing my research before this video, but he's absolutely in play. Holiday, all those guys are in play, especially with them missing a couple guys. I love that spot for them. One of those guys is going to go off. I'm not sure. Hopefully that game stays close. And if you want to run it back, the guy you'd want to target is LaMelo, okay? His points, again, model has him going under these points, but I like it to go over. I'm giving you guys the honest truth. I don't always agree with it. His fantasy score's in play, but he can get 7 to 10 turnovers in a night like it's nothing. So if he does clear 45 but gets 10 turnovers, he sells you. And that's something you always have to think about, which could make you pivot over here to the PRA. Maybe you just want to take his assists. It's up to you, folks. But if you take a Boston Celtic, I would run it back with LaMelo. That would be the optimal 1v1, okay? Total dart, same with the Celtic. Tatum, they're dart plays. They're not core plays, but they're in the mix, okay? Now, Nikola Jokic was in foul trouble yesterday. He had 5 fouls at the half. They were getting blown out. They're due a bounce back. They've lost a couple of games. They need Jamal Murray to make this offense click. But I'm not worried in the slightest. They're still the best team by far. Nikola Jokic is still the best player in the NBA by far. It's a cupcake matchup for him, and if there was ever a bounce back spot, it would be against the Detroit Pistons, okay? So I'm going to go right back to 12 rebounds. It was at 13 yesterday, and it was a great play. Today, it's a full rebound lower, and it's still a great play. He had 10 there, and he barely played, okay? I like it to get 12. His rebounds plus assists, where is it? 21.5. This is also a solid play. Either one of these are in play, folks. 21.5 or 12 rebounds, or like always, you could take his fantasy score, but of course, they don't have any of the Nuggets fantasy scores up because they're scared. But Jokic, he's top rated in the model for a reason. For those of you that can see my projections in the cord, he's the best of the best, okay? 1.8 fantasy points per minute with a 33% usage rate. That's absolutely massive. He's totally in play. Either one of those, pick your choice, take your poison. Okay, remember, I love targeting fives, the big guys, for fantasy scores because they just tend to crush in certain matchup. Now, the last guy, the other top rated guy I'm going to talk about, this is the scariest one on the slate for me, but it's the best matchup other than the Celtics facing the Hornets. Giannis Antetokounmpo, my oh my, the other day I advocated him, he soared over. The day before that, he soared under. He had a bad game, but this is the deal. 52 fantasy points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Look at this, 74, 6 69, 64, 48, 38. So basically, when I advocated him on 11-17 against the Hornets, he had a floor game. I believe Lillard went off, but that game was out of hand anyways, and he only got 38. But the point is, his floor is 38. As you can see, look at the last 5. His floor is 38. So that means he only needs 14 more fantasy points to cover, and his ceiling is 74.5. It's actually closer to 80. But the fact is, if this game somehow, some way stays close, Giannis should crush, okay? I know it's scary. I know because it's a blowout scenario. I get all that. But his points and his fantasy score, they're 100% in play, okay? Now, I can't make it a core play because of the blowout potential, but I'm telling you right now, I will have exposure to Giannis's points, his fantasy score at 52, maybe even his rebounds and points rebounds, or his PRA. I'm not sure. I will discuss this more on the live stream today in the Gold Discord members, but this guy is going to get hammered on his first half today, okay? Everybody's going to assume a blowout and take his first half. They're going to inflate his first half line. Does it mean it's not in play? No. His 52 fantasy score, divide that by 2, it should be 26 for his first half fantasy. I'm not sure what it is. Let's go ahead and look. It's 26.5. It's a little bit inflated to what it should be, but if you want to go here, I thought it was higher than this. If you want to go here at first half and fade the blowout, you can. First half is so volatile. People tell me all the time, Cap, you said to take the first half, but no, I'm not telling you to take the first half. I'm telling you it's in play, okay? First half, anything can happen. Second half, anything. But if you're limiting your guy to only a half, brother in Christ, it's gonna be hard. So you have to make that choice. You have to make the decision. You decide the game script and go from there. But I'm telling you, Giannis should be at least a dart in your player pool, all right? Now let's clear the board and go over to the NFL, baby. Favorite play on the board for Captain Crush, it's gonna be Jalen Hurts. Absolutely. Any one of these, folks. Rush attempts over at 9. He had 15 in the Super Bowl that they played. He had 15 rush attempts. Supposedly, it's going to be a rainy, cold day over there. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to check for myself, but that's the latest reports that I'm seeing. So rush attempts, his rush TDs with the tush push. He has the most rush TD equity for a quarterback because of that tush push out of anyone. I don't care what anyone says. And his fantasy score, baby, it's always in play. 22 fantasy score. He can literally throw for 2 TDs, rush 1 in. That's literally 14 points right there. Add a little bit of 225 yards and a couple of rushing yards. Bang! And he soars over. So all 3 of these, my friend, are in play. I got him soaring over in all of them. So that's what you do for NFL. And then you can go to the man, the myth, the legend, AJ Brown. 81.5 receiving yards. Who's going to stop AJ Brown? Nobody. 81.5 receiving yards or 6.5 receptions. Again, my only fear is the weather. That's my only fear here, is that the weather is bad. You know what? It could chalk, but I still like it. His fantasy score, if you want to get his touchdown equity, even this combo prop with Travis Kelce is solid. It's all solid, folks. This right here, the AJ Brown, Julio Jones, for you touchdown maniacs, you gamblers, you degenerate gamblers taking the touchdown props. AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Who couldn't see Julio Jones getting a TD tonight? I could. Always expect the unexpected in the primetime games. And with that, I'm going to segue over to DraftKings. So if you have a captain that you want tonight, you need to be thinking this. Yesterday, my captain was Will Lutz. What? Will Lutz, a kicker? And he crushed. But I didn't have the 3rd string tight end. I guess he's 2nd string, Oliver, who crushed. And that's why I didn't get to win first place on DraftKings Showdown. But you can always do the unexpected for DraftKings captains. Do what no one else is willing to do. And when they actually happen, remember, anything can happen any given Sunday. You can ship a first place solo ship for $50K from a $3 investment. It's amazing. Okay, the kickers, especially in a rainy night where it could be low points, the kickers are in play. I know it's hard for kickers to make field goals in the elements in the rain, but I'm hoping that the rain is cleared by then. Harrison Butker, 1.5 field goals made, or his fantasy score. The punters, they're always in play, folks. These guys, they have the tush push, so the Philadelphia punter they don't punt a lot. Same thing with Kansas City. Both of these teams just go for it a lot on 4th down. Let's see the last 5s. Yeah, against Miami they had 6, but look at that, 2, 3, 3, 4. It's not often that these guys punt, especially Philadelphia. They just don't punt a lot. But on a primetime game, they're always going to be in play. Always. And if you want to take a shot on Chris Jones getting a sack, you know Jalen Hurts is going to rush out of the pocket and bootleg out and stuff. You know that they're going to be pressuring him, put a spy. Chris Jones over 0.25 sacks, it's in play. Same thing with Mr. Sweat over here on the opposite side. Both of these are solid plays. And the last thing I want to say for the NFL, you could just target the old faithful Travis Kelce. I do like him today, and I do have him projected to go over, but listen, every time I target Mr. Travis, he never comes through for me. It's like a weird thing. It's a love-hate relationship, but I can't be worried about that. I'm going to go ahead and take more here. Folks, it's up to you. You have to decide. All my NFL projections and NBA model projections are released in my Discord. I gave the NFL projections even to my silver members. The NBA ones are in the gold members. I'm going to have a live stream later today at 3:30 or 4. This video is a little bit late. I know it's Monday. I had stuff to do. Folks, I got a life just like you, but hopefully we can come out tonight. We can find some W's, fade the L's. PrizePicks was generous enough to bless a lot of people with promo funds today, so a lot of you guys got some coin to play with. But remember, don't limit yourself to PrizePicks. You need to get on Chalkboard, Sleeper, Parlay Play. Listen, I don't talk about Parlay Play enough, but they let you flex two-mans, okay? And as you can see, PrizePicks has Jason Tatum at 27. They got him at 26.5, okay? So you can always find better lines. You have to shop around. This is critical, okay? They don't have the rebound line there is 12.5 too, so you could take over here more on Tatum and more on this. And the fact is you could slide the line down to 12. They let you do this one contest per day. You can slide the line up to $10 and get a better line, okay? So you could take Joker here and Tatum here. You're getting a better point value on Tatum. And here's where the whole thing is. Those of you struggling to build a bankroll, your unlimited funds, you can insure the two-mans. It only pays out 2x if you hit both, but if you get one of two right, which is still a net L, you'll still get half your money back. So as you can see, if you bet 35 and it hits, you get 70. If you get half correct, you're only going to get 17.5, but it's an insurance policy. This is how you can build a bankroll, folks, a little bit at a time. Every bit counts when you're low on funds. And with that in mind, use promo code CRUSH, and I'll also give you a 30-day free trial of the cord. I want to thank you guys for stopping out by my channel. I appreciate you. Remember, I'm almost to 10K subs. That's the goal. I will do a giveaway when I get to 10K subs. And if you want to be in it, boy, you best be liking and commenting, because Captain sees I respond to all the comments that I can. I appreciate you guys stepping through, watching my video, listening to me ramble. And as always, good luck tonight. Here's a big salute. And buddy, let's crush.